Hi, fam. The following tutorial in today's session is not a lesson in any subject at all. The following tutorial in our session meant for today will be about how to prepare for exams. Basically, we're going to talk about an exam preparation. Being in an exam, we need to realize that much pressure is exerted on each and every candidate awaiting for an exam. But also, being in an exam has something to do with realization and utilization of the available topics that each and every candidate is being able to find a suitability in terms of how best they're being able to have that self-dependence and self-reliance. Hence, in this video, we're going to talk about how best you can prepare for an exam in the dying hours, dying minutes, or the remaining days before the actual final exam. Talking about the 2022 internal exam, liable to be written tomorrow morning. What someone can be able to consider is to realize that you cannot go back and restart and hence make that is maybe a proper preparation, but you can be able to focus on possibilities and you can be able to focus on positivities. And by doing so, you need to accept and understand who you really are in terms of how best have you prepared, in terms of who you really are when it comes to handling the pressure and handling some of the things that you know. Let's talk about English language. When we talk about English language, we're going to find that in as much as it concerns the exam tomorrow, we're going to have three sections. We're going to have summary writing, we're going to have comprehension, we're going to have rewrites as well as vocabulary. And as a result, these sections in English are really going to depend on how time manageable someone is going to be. And also very, very important, we are simply going to understand on how accurate someone is. So the first important thing under discussion is time management. Time management and accuracy. When we talk about time management and accuracy, many of the times there are people who didn't do well in some exams, not because they were dull or maybe they didn't know the things liable to come in the following morning, but were poorly time managing the paper and were inaccurate. And how do I mean? When you face each and every paper you're going to be writing, it will be best and advantageous for you to simply start with what you can firstly and firmly understand, and you spare at least 1 or 2 minutes in order to read through the paper, in order to provide connectivity and familiarity between you and the actual things brought in an exam. This is for the purpose that you are simply going to find it much more suitable in terms of where you can start from. So it is highly, very, very important to understand that time management and accuracy are a first combination of the points we're going to talk about, which are simply connected to how best someone should be able to consider an exam preparation. Then point number 2, we're going to talk about be okay Be okay not knowing everything in an exam. How do I simply mean by that point? This is a situation where like a person might be a slow learner, a person might be a fast learner, and each and every candidate differs in terms of how well they've prepared for an exam. With that in mind, when it comes to understanding yourself, you need to accept the fact that you might be able to answer some questions and you might not be able to answer some questions. Provided you find a question you can easily answer, that's what you should easily start with, especially in the first minutes of the exam. This is to ensure that that accountability in terms of the fresh information, you are being able to have it. So be okay not knowing everything in an exam, but do not try to entertain failure by doing so to say whatsoever happens, happens, or bygones be bygones. No, you need to know that you are the only person who knows yourself better than anyone else does. With that in mind, you need to firmly understand that only you can make that difference. Remember, it's everything up to you, your dream goals, and everything you really want to achieve. Then, lastly, revise and solidify the concepts you are good at. Revise and solidify the concepts you are good at. How best do I simply mean by that particular point? I simply mean you should be able to revise on the targets that are regularized in an exam that are liable to be able to be found in the previous past papers of 2022 GCE, 2021, even 2019. Go through such questions. When it comes to composition writing, make sure you look at punctuation, you look at connectivity, use simple English. Ensure that when you read the composition before submitting to the invigilator, make sure it makes sense to you, because if it does, then definitely you are good to go and you'll be stress-free about what you wrote in the final exam. So revise and solidify the concepts that you are good at. In terms of mathematics, it would be very much okay for you at least to plot two graphs and be able to handle section A, in as much as you place your endless efforts in paper 1. Coming on to science, make sure that you start with section B instead of starting with multiple choice, because multiple choice, even if you work it out correctly, you are simply still going to score a half mark. Start with section B, handle section C, then as in the last 20 minutes of the exam, ensure you talk about section A. Ensure that you do not go question by question if you aren't sure or aren't familiar with every question. Start with what you know. Be you, do you, and be free. That's the most important thing. So fam, out there, I wish you the best of luck as you start your exams tomorrow. I believe you are going to simply do it. Make sure you take advantage of whatsoever will be the exact concepts you are studying on, provided will be the very things that are going to pop up in the exam that starts next week. So, with that being said, this has been Mr. Sensor from Sensor Academy School Tuitions. Stay focused, revise a lot, be okay not to know everything. Most importantly, be time manageable, be accurate, do your best, and all in all, put God first before you start in paper. Tune in the next video. For now, it's a goodbye.